Hello, this is ZW Lemon, and I'm coming with commentary on singletee versus catstealer. Let me just check. Yeah, everything looks right. Okay, cool. Yeah, so I think I think this is their fourth match playing each other. So, yeah, both of these are going to be kind of like Dominion veterans. They've been around for a long period of time. Um, and I don't know, they both were here when I started playing. So I know I started playing around like I think spring of 2022, and both these players were still playing this game. So yeah, they've both been around for a very long time. So they've been through like multiple phases of Dominion. Yeah, because every time basically a new expansion comes out, it's always a different flavor of the game. Like the new cards you add makes like the general like kingdoms you get a lot different. All right, sweet. Looks like singletee is here, and they turn off spec chat. That's really good. So now I don't have to say that. Yeah, looks like we're about to start here. We're doing the traditional greetings of good luck, have fun. All right, let's look at this board. So right now we have a lot of LVP. It looks like we have Marchland, we have Theodum, we have one thing else. We have Triumph. Yeah. So all those are different ways to get victory points. You can there is no plus buy here for the exception of Marchland, but there is kind of gains of Haggler. Okay, no, there's the idol as well. Um so it looks like catstealers, they both open gear. Yeah, there are lots of colors. The Village Green is just a nice card. I always think Village Green looks like a beautiful looking card personally. Yeah, you got Knight, you got orange, green, orange, blue, a lot of stuff. But yeah, so singletee getting an early idol, probably looking to curse here. I like. Ooh, yeah, we also have some draw with Pilgrim. I forgot about that, and gear. So that's gonna be pretty good. Catstealer opts to use this Village Green this turn, which I like preserving it in that situation, like saying, like playing your Village Green next turn for this exact scenario right here. Because now you have two terminals that you're not going to be able to play realistically. So, I, I feel like another Pilgrim Village Green is good. You're going to really want to hit those Village Greens in this game. Since that's like, it's going to be your only real source of village. Singletee is going to do next turn, go for gear. I like that play. Doesn't set anything aside. No trashing and no buy. Well, you sort of have buy. You have the Forest Gift, and you do have Haggler and gain Marchland. So there is like tricky things you can do. But for the most part, yeah, there's basically like no buy here. Um, Part of me wonders like how you play this. I mean, I think you probably have to just go for like Province Haggler stuff, right? Um, they get Haggler Village Green. I'm I'm guessing their goal is just gonna be that they're probably gonna use Triumph at some point, most likely, which doesn't sound like a bad idea actually. Oh, that's actually Katsudo's gotta be happy about that one's gift. Usually you're not too thrilled to see that, but with Village Green you could discard that and play it next turn. So yeah, not too bad. They both have double Haggler, both doing general stuff to draw their deck. Marchland seems pretty good. Yeah, but they don't really have like drawing decks yet is the problem. I think I'm okay with them not like greening like right this second, you know? Their singletee getting the plus buy. Well, I guess I didn't say I didn't talk about Marchland. Yeah, I think you're eventually gonna want to get Marchland here for sure. Especially if other alt VP like Triumph. Um as well. It seems to be a good play, but at the same time, how are you gonna get Triumph points now that I think about it? It's actually a pretty good is that Wind's Gift? It's the thing that discards everything. It's the Sun's Gift. I'm not sure. Either way, catstealer gives the first curse here. You know what? Yeah, you're right. Marchland's going to be a big deal here with Haggler here, actually. Yeah, Haggler and Marchland's going to be probably the best synergy here. So you were right about that. Iris. You do really want to be playing with that. I imagine Singletee's going to do something similar. I think he's going to probably go for a Marchland. Marchland Gear. You can also discard the VGs. Yes, that's true. We haven't really been seeing a lot of discarding VGs, actually, to be honest. But that is a synergy that works here. Actually, that would be a really good play. I actually haven't thought about that, but if you, like catstealer stops there, he plays Haggler and then he plays Marchland. Yeah, you could have gotten 2 Marchlands in. That would have been really good. Do you play, weirdly enough, do you like play to get silvers here for Feed'em points? Is that like even a thing you would consider? Maybe. Feed'em Night Watchman. You know, I actually don't hate Night Watchman here at all. You know, like it's not, I know it's not really a power card, so to speak, but you don't really have thinning here. You're gonna you're gonna be able to discard a lot of bad cards here, so it's like, I think it's fine. I actually think that was a decent play. I think he plays Village Green for sure. I think you probably play this another gear here, and then you play Haggler. You would do, ideally in the world where they can hear us, you know, catstealer would play Haggler, and then catstealer would play Hagglers here, and then basically, yeah, do the Marchland discard synergy. I think catstealer, what are they gonna do? If I'm them, what am I thinking? Maybe Province. I think Province has got to be better than Marchland right now, right? Well, actually, no. You got, because of the like synergy with Haggler, you kind of need to keep Marchlanding here. What do you want? Do you take Fleet here? Fleet's not a bad option. Triumph's okay. Triumph's okay, I guess. Oh, yeah. Actually, you would have taken a Triumph there. Yeah, that actually would have been the right play. You do that, and you take a Triumph. You'll take 4 debt, but that's going to be... It's going to be a 5-point Triumph, which is pretty good on this board. The Blessed Boon from Singletee. That's a great boon. Especially with a curse in hand. Yeah, we're likely to see more Marchland synergies here. I think if I'm Singletee right now, what I'm probably doing, I think you sort of have to rush down the Marchland stuff right now. Like maybe do Marchland gear. Could be Province gear too. That's fine. I think I prefer Triumph because you can do it now. But then again, it's just not gonna perform the way that it's still not gonna be as much points as a province. Alright, so did he not did he not discard those like village greens? Surely that was a mistake. They didn't do. Yeah, no, exactly what I was thinking. Yeah, like I think that was just straight a mistake. You discard those village greens, you get to play them this turn. That's practically I think that's actually draw. Cuz you play the village green essentially without ever it entering your hand. So yeah, you definitely wanted to discard those village greens as what's whatever his name is, catstealer. So what I like is catstealer for this turn. You put like Haggler on top, probably like 4 coins, buy a gondola, play the gear in your hand. Just save whatever comes next. Yeah, looks like he's gonna do that. Let's just save that. Oh, he's gonna play both these Night Watchmen. Probably hoping to see any village greens, but Catstealer has not seen any village greens. But luckily, he has at least gone far enough to see a village green in this turn's hand, so they will at least not be dudding this turn, most likely. Okay. Puts the Pilgrim on top. This is going to be a good turn for singletee. Like, it might just straight up win them the game. That's what I think. Because you should be able to quad Marchland here, right? Like, quad Marchland Triumph is really good. That's going to be like... It's going to be a lot of points, actually. And that would probably be decisive. That would decisively be putting singletee in the winning position here. In singletee's hand, they have 6, 9, 11. Yeah, you're totally gonna have enough. Yeah, you're totally gonna have enough to do the marshland thing, and that's gonna be the main thing that matters here. So you discard all that, you probably get a gear. Oh, yeah, wait. That's piles. Yeah, village green ran out. Yeah, that's gonna be... I was thinking it was 2 piles. No, that's 3 piles. Alright, so game 1's gonna go with singletee there. Like, I'm trying to think what you do as catstealer. No one... Catstealer had, like, a lot of their village greens kind of bomb-decked. And it seemed that, like, Shuffle's, like, worked a little better for singletee. That being said, singletee might have played it a little better as well, so it's a little hard to say. Alright, we have Scrounge for thinning. Village is going to be Ironmonger Trail. Harbor Village. Coin of the Realm. We actually have a lot of village. Draw is going to be Advisor and Young... I guess Young Witch Trail is actually draw. It's finicky, but it can work. I mean, getting a Young Witch is not the end of the world. Or, it's actually not a bad play. I think, what kind of stuff you have is rice. I guess you can put a reserve in. You can put a Coin of the Realm in. You can put, there's attack. There's duration. Actually, not as much stuff as you'd think. You're not going to get a Night Watchman in play by the time you're playing Rice. So Rice will probably come out to only like 4. I would say... We have 2 as stage. Do you ever want to scrounge here? Doesn't look like it. Like, you may scrounge at the end of the game to get some things, but... Like, to get some duchies, probably, but maybe that's about it. Catstealer could also just seize the day and just say, like, hey, I want to see my young witch. Might as well just do it now. Ironmonger has also not been bought. I would want an Ironmonger, to be honest. Personally. So, I also realized this. Singletee... Oh, no. I think they both have trashed one estate, right? Singletee's a trash at least one. Has catstealer ever trashed this game? This actually isn't really ideal. Yeah, I mean, I guess scrounging that curse is probably the best thing you're going to be able to do there. Someone should get an Ironmonger at some point. It's a good card. I guess I get Trail. Just trying to connect your young witches to it. I guess catstealer's just... I don't know. I kind of just like scrounging there. I think... It looks like their estates are finally gonna... Not estates, their trails and young witches are gonna line up. Okay, so catstealer will finally be able to get some curses in. Well, they've already been getting some curses in. They're able to get 2 in, which is not bad. Okay, opting to not have Night Watchman in their hand. That's fine. I think this should be an Ironmonger. I'm just a fan of Ironmonger here. I do get why Trail is a popular pick here, you know. But I still would like to see some Ironmongers personally. Especially this game is, I think, single gain until you get Rice also. So there should be some emphasis in trying to get Rice from both players, I feel like. Also, having an overpay, an infirmary overpay is going to be very good here as well. Catstealer's going to be handing in 2 more curses to Singletee. Do you seize the day here? Actually, like no joke, you might have seized the day there as catstealer just to get like the last curse in. Because you have a Night Watchman. You have a Night Watchman in hand, right? Like, you have a shot of giving the last curse. I mean, I don't think it's bad there, at least. Just... That's one play they could have gone with. Here, your best thing to do is just scrounge this curse. Get out of your deck. Yeah, these Night Watchmen have been putting in work for both ends. They've been helping them to get through these really clogged decks. 5. Would you consider taking Treasury? Yeah, Treasury is a good play there. I like Treasury. Catstealer should be drawing. They should be able to trash this curse at least. At some point, this will be a silver. This should be a silver. You just need more money. Right now, is catstealer more thinned? Possibly. So now there's 9 curses, and I think singletee has the last curse. Treasury, I think. Sad draw for singletee, missing 7 by 1. You know, this isn't a terrible time to seize if you're singletee. Seize the day is not a terrible option here. You could be gold or treasury as well. Catstealer. Being able to draw. Please get an Ironmonger, not a trail. Or seize the day. See, I will... Seize the day is not bad either. Like, Ironmonger is a good card that's been... I guess it's bad if you hit Night Watchman, but, like... Man, it allows you to do a lot of stuff. It gives you village, it gives you money. I don't hate Courier. Or, Courtier, I think? I don't hate it. Singletee getting the last, getting the last curse out of their deck. I think... Guess it's kind of just a race to hit, Rice now. Which, I think, singletee will obviously hit that pretty quick. Alright, they play a treasury. Catstealer's gonna get their, gonna get his rice. So, yeah, it looks like singletee's kind of caught up a little bit. Say they're slightly ahead at this point. Infirmary, gonna trash the copper. So with 10, I imagine this is rice. Maybe it's just rice, I don't know. You could argue it's just, it could also be Ironmonger Treasury. You could argue, or you could scrounge for something as well. All not bad options. Coin of the Realm. Do we need Coin of the Realms here? Like, what's our terminals? It gets you out of an infirmary dud. I don't think you want to trash that copper as catstealer. You want more rice. You can actually with infirmary kind of catch up to it later. Like you can thin a little bit more later, you know. But I think getting that rice right now is super important. I doubted Coin of the Realm. I forgot Courier is also going to be kind of a terminal. Alright. So if I'm catstealer, what do I do? Probably play his treasuries. You can't really Courier rice because it's only gonna be 2. I want your rices to be worth more than that. At least one to be like 3 or 4. But yeah, I think it's safe to say that singletee looks pretty strongly ahead. Or not strongly ahead, but they are going to be slightly ahead from player 2's perspective. These treasuries have been doing them a lot of good, I think. Just generally gives them some basically decent money at the beginning of every turn. You know, no one's actually got Harbor Village. That's interesting. Harbor Village is an also good choice. I was harping for Bazaar, but... Harbor Village ain't bad either. So I play the Young Witch. So this Coin of the Realm coming out is going to give Rice a little bit more power. This should for sure be Rice, and then some sort of Village 4. I almost... Treasury's fine. I almost would take Harbor Village here. Like it seems a little more appealing to me, but Treasury could be right. Alright, so that's gonna be 6. 1 short. Seize the day. You have it. Use it, you know? This, I haven't used it at this point. Might as well. Are we getting to where there's gonna be a pile out soon? Something we might want to ask. I don't think... I mean, I guess if a max 3 cards getting per turn, Pilot's still going to be kind of hard to attain. Well, you hit 13 here. What would you want to do? What would I want to do if I'm catstealer? Does deck control look viable? Maybe. Takes another Rice, another Courier, another coin. I mean, maybe just putting a bunch of advisors in your deck and getting a bunch of Rice and advisors. Like maybe singletee strategy of like maybe get Rice and a bunch of advisors ain't too bad. You could probably get deck control here, which is pretty good. Do Rice, double advisor. You can even do Ironmonger advisor, you know. You can even be the 4 cost I want you to get. Yeah, that's fair. That's a good. I don't think that's bad. I don't think the dreams of getting deck control here are too wild, you know. Yeah, definitely use that Coin of the Realm there. So, yeah, catstealer is going to get a lot of these Rices here. What should they do? One province doesn't seem unreasonable. I put some scoring pressure on singletee, and I think that's good. You may take another Rice, but the problem with another Rice is your deck's a little bloated, and with the courtiers, it's still not going to draw very well. Something to consider. Ooh, you know what it would be? It'd be kind of a little bit of a risky move, but you could seize the day double Rice. But I'm not sure I like it, but you could do that. I don't know. I don't know how well, like, bloating these decks with a bunch of Rices is gonna work. Like, it's like the collection problem. Like, if you get... Like, in collection, it's like... I've played plenty of games where I've lost to split, like, 6 collections to, like, 4 collections, or, like... Even as far as I've lost the split 7-3, I'll still end up winning the game because the way my deck works is that, like, I am playing all my collections every turn, whereas my opponent doesn't have deck control, so they're not playing it every turn. So this Young Witch will draw, which will be good for singletee. So, yeah, Trail's gonna be played there. I would deny Advisor. So, it looks like Singletee is gonna get Rice either way, so it doesn't matter which one catstealer denies. Do you want both these coppers? Or maybe you do. I haven't been counting that closely. But 23, you gotta be happy with that as Singletee. My intuition is probably Province. You could do another... Well, your deck has a most... Yeah, Seize the Day. I like Seize the Day. If you want the risky play, you could do 2 Rices, 1 Trail. Or, you do 2 Rices, maybe 1 Treasury. But that's still going to be kind of sketchy. See if you... It's going to be scary to see if you can draw all that. It doesn't seem entirely likely to me, if I'm perfectly honest. Because this is the problem. If this deck falls short... If this turn falls short, it's going to be really bad. Young Witch isn't going to get played. Yeah, you really wanted to trash these... You really wanted to trash some of those coppers last turn, because I think... Yeah, if you had any chance of playing it, I'm not saying even if you trashed it, you would have made it, but like... I don't know, now you just kind of have to double and hope for the best. I guess then again, still being able to double even off a not fully drawn deck is still pretty good. And this is a good starting hand for Singletee. I think catstealer meant to discard both trails, but I don't think they did that. You can get 4 off this Rice. This looks to me like if you're catstealer, you probably want 1 province. You're gonna want to seize. Oh. You know what I forgot about here? I forgot about Scrounge. Scrounge makes this way more doable. I'm gonna get this Rice here. I think, yeah, denying the courier makes sense. So this is their... Is this their Seize turn? Yeah, this is their Seize turn. So you scrounge... No, actually, if they scrounge 4 times, what did they get? They get 2... They empty the treasuries. I don't think it's enough. It's 10 points. That's not enough. They don't have enough buys here, so they have to basically... What catstealer will have to do probably is double prov, scrounge, duchy. Yeah. Yeah, that's catstealer's only way of staying afloat here. Okay. This is going to be the classic hope your opponent duds point of the game. In Dominion, in competitive Dominion. And I hope you don't dud, despite the fact you're throwing a bunch of green cards in your deck. Wait. Maybe I'm wrong. Wait, am I wrong? Was there a win this whole time? There was a win. Oh, no, there's... That's not a win. Oh. Maybe it gets you more points. Catstealer have more points, but they're also going to have 7 green cards in their deck. I assume that's Young Witch. Deny Advisor. Alright. Courier will be good. They'll just be able to play Advisor. Or... Is this just over? Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, just province once for province for the or scrounge for the treasuries, double prov. You can even scrounge for duchy if you want. Alright, it's 0-2, singletee leads this. So now it's gonna be game 3 here. Let's see, Chapel Sheepdog swap comes looks pretty good to me. Actually a lot of good cards that work together. There's a monkey here as well, so maybe you don't want to do that. That's actually kind of a weird board, I'd actually say. Like, it has a lot of components. The only plus buy here is stockpile. No, there's Seaway. Yeah, just... I guess this was a pretty instant Chapel stockpile open. Well, catstealer has a 2-5, so they can consider going an alternate option here. They do Witch's Hut. Don't know how I feel about that. Not sure what it gets you on the open. Could a swap be considered here? I would actually at least want one swap, I think. Because eventually I'm not going to want this Chapel in my deck, and I would like something different in my deck. I mean, like, Swamp definitely with... Even though the monkey's a little bit of a counter to Swamp, I'm saying Swamp. It's Swap. I feel like you do want to play with it. Was that cage good? You know, back in the day, people thought cage was better than Chapel when Plunder first came out. Those days are long gone now. I would not. Yeah, getting a swap, I like it. You might do just stockpile, call it good. You could also do like Seaway Sheepdog, possibly. Well, this is all gonna get put aside with cage. You know, I doubted that cage, but it was good there. That was definitely good, I will say. You can. There is only swap. Honestly, you might as well just do Trickster here, as opposed to Witch's Hut. You could put a monkey in. I would actually do Trickster, like no joke. Oh, okay. Getting another swap. Now you're gonna like probably get a Trickster, right? Yeah, there we go. Here should be a stockpile. Easy money. Alright. So, yeah. Singletee is going to do the same thing, swapping a Chapel for something else. They may consider that. At some point, I want to be putting some monkeys into play, especially if both people have committed to swaps. Monkeys are going to be pretty good. Going with the Jack of all trades. The Seaway for Swamp Shacks is good. You can do that for Sheepdog. Honestly, monkey. Like, I know Chapel Yeah, Chapel's not bad either. If you're not gonna do monkey, you could empty stockpiles here and do like monkey. You could deny the last stockpile. That's a fine option. Yeah, I think taking the last stockpile is going to be good. This is one of those situations where I feel justified in swapping and playing monkey instead of chapel there. Well, then again, they're not going to dud. But yeah, I agree with you, Grimbros. I think taking the last stock is right. There's not really a lot of payload here, and denying your opponent one extra turn of stockpile has got to be very good here, I think. So I would agree with you there. That being said, they're going to have to figure out how to pick. This is the part of the stockpile game where you have to figure out how to build your payload again. I guess catstealer technically has some cards set aside. This should be a Swamp Shock. Or I guess you can swap a Chapel into a Sheepdog and draw with that. You can probably turn this and I feel like you want to get a Jack here. If we aren't putting monkeys in play, we should probably get a Jack. Yeah, you get a Jack. Trash the curse. Draw with that. Sheepdog. Do we have... that's actually not obvious if you want to play those. Now there's not a lot of money. Your best payload expansion is unironically gonna be like swapping for jacks or something. That's kind of weird. I'd say they're gonna get their monkey in play, which is gonna be very good for them. I would say for singletee, this should be probably monkey double chapel. I'll turn this chapel into something good. You're gonna need to put... Taking all the swaps away. Yeah. I don't like it, dude. I'm not gonna lie. Like... We don't have, like, infinite, like, action generators like horses here, you know? Like, if we did, then, like, yeah, swap away, but... Oh, they're looking at a pile out here. It's just unfortunate. It's just not really doable is the problem. You would have to... What do you... You'd have to swap for swap and swap for... No, there is no pile out here, and there's no even... There's not even money. Like, you do have at least buys with Seaway, but, like... Kind of like I'm saying, like, your best money generator is, like, Jack. It's just... It's tragic, honestly. Like, swap for Jack. Or no, monkey, yeah, you need a monkey in play for sure. But actually, okay, can I be real? Like, I gotta be real for a second, you know? I mean, with monkey and, like, swap draw, we're probably gonna be... Cursing's not gonna do a whole lot, I don't think. Yeah, you swap these chapels. You can swap these chapels for sheepdogs. You're gonna need to be playing jacks anyways, and jacks just trash curses, so I actually don't know if cursing's really gonna do that much here. That's the main advantage cursing gives you is that it helps you to lower piles. And that's not nothing. I guess that's not nothing here. Especially, yeah. Piles are already pretty low as they are. If you're a singletee here, there's no way you swap. There's no way you really try to lower piles, I think. I think you try to, like, score. You kind of take the advantage of the fact you have, like, stockpiles in play, you know? You can... And probably start scoring right now. My opponent's going to have a harder time scoring here, so... Yeah, I guess swap a Swamp Shacks for a Jack. It's fine. Yeah. Yeah, like these curses are mostly giving you endgame pressure. They're not giving you much else. Oh wait. That being said, how many to end the game here, how many well, we can't really talk about ending the game right now. If singletee puts all these Swamp Shacks back, they can just score a ton of, like, points here. They can just double prov Chapel, I think. And now it's like catstealer's not really in a situation where they're really going to be able to come back. Well, was that not a win on curses? There's no way, right? Like, wait. Oh yeah, you have a bunch of stockpiles in play. Yeah, how many do they have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh yeah, just take yeah, good eye, Grim. Ugh. Man, I'm rusty, dude. Yeah, I used to like I used to like be like a hawk for all that kind of stuff. But yeah, no, that was right. Yeah, you empty the curses by like a prov or two, and you're good. You know. Yeah, that was a missed win there. Which could potentially cost them this game. I say potentially. I don't think. I mean, singletee still looks pretty firmly ahead. Yeah, this is GG. They might have actually had a win in the States. They had 18. They played like 2 Swamp Shacks. How many stockpiles? Like 4 or 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so that would have been plus 7 buys. I actually don't think... I think they had plus 7 or so. I don't think it's enough for a state, but if it was like plus 8, I think it could have been. Either way, I think without a monkey in play, catstealer's just lost here. If he was 18 8 buys, if Swamp was empty at that time, then that would have won. Yeah. I believe they decided to not play one swap. Yeah, well, that looks like clearly a winning condition there. Catstealer is going to have to swap this monkey for a sheepdog. This, yeah. This still kind of looks over. Well, maybe. How over is it? This doesn't look so over to me. Maybe take... I mean, I guess you... Actually, if you're catstealer, you really need a monkey in play. You probably just monkey improv, but it's still lost. I don't think you come back from this. What do you do now? You can get the swaps. Does this just win on swap? This just wins if you do stuff. If you swap chapel for swaps. Yeah, no, I think it... Well, you kind of technically have to swap. Yeah, I know, you're right. Curses is still there. You have to pile out swaps, though. Wait, this is a weird way to do it, but... Does this just objectively not win? No, this wins. It's just a weird way to do it. It's fine. You know, whatever win... The best win's the one you see. So, yeah, just like 2 swaps, 1 curse. Yeah. Good call, Grim. I totally missed that. Alright. So Singletee is just gonna start with Sea Witch. I think if Singletee sees it like turn 3, it's GG. Well, maybe not. You have strong thinning. You have stronger thinning options. I don't like opening Nomads at all. So okay, so they don't see Sea Witch turn 3. They don't see it. Oh gosh, at bottom deck, that's bad. That's not what you'd like to see. If I'm Singletee, do I take 1 or 2 workers' villages? Here. You might actually trash take 2. I guess that's fine too. Oh, well. This looks like the hand that catstealer really wanted. This is going to be Trashy Estate. Develop Nomads into Sea Witch. Maybe Silver. And then probably grab Market Silver. Interesting. Do you want Barracks first? Maybe you do. I think you want to get Sea Witch in play first. But... yeah, I don't hate it, though. You know, I don't hate it. I don't hate it. It works. You need to get... Brox is not bad here. Like, it's not the best card in the world, but... helps you to play your Sea Witches. And I think catstealer is very over terminal at this point. So you're probably happy to do it. So they're gonna get Singletee is gonna get Nomads. Are they gonna get double Nomads to hit Barracks? They do. Do that. Yeah, one of the problems now with catstealer's deck, unfortunately, is now I think he only has 1 Sea Witch in deck, whereas I think Singletee has 2. Why would you not play... Why would you not play the Workers' Village? Unless you thought Market was down there. You wanted to see that. It's an interesting play. Play this. I would have played that for 1 and got a Sea Witch there. You very much need to win the Sea Witch race. Oh, wait. No, I'm wrong. I've been wrong this entire time. I've been criticizing catstealer for not having 2 Sea Witches. But they do have 2 Sea Witches. I have just not deck tracked properly. Yeah, so you just develop this estate into silver or something, or amulet. Or catapult's good too. All good options. Yeah, so Singletee's been the one behind on Sea Witches this whole time. So yeah, catstealer has 3 Sea Witches and Singletee has 1. Alright, so... looks pretty good to me. Do you trash a curse or a copper here? My gut feeling is trash the curse here. It's probably better to get that out of your deck than to attack there. Not the best shuffle for Singletee. Amulet with Trash Curse. Attack of Catapult, but catstealer still has a pretty significant advantage. They will get to develop a Nomads, though, so that will be good. Should be a Sea Witch, maybe an Amulet? A silver? Yeah, silver's fine. Catstealer gets to play some more Sea Witches. I would trash. Hear me out. I trash the silver. Get 1 more curse out. Like, yeah, I agree with that play. That was a good play. Doing engineer nomads. Alright. That's fine. Not a good hand for Singletee. I would have just probably played that Sea Witch there, but it is what it is. I could have drawn some good cards up. Anyways, I would say catstealer looks pretty firmly ahead, having some looking like they're able to draw their deck. They're also going to be able to hit another developed Nomads, which could be a market silver here, which I think would be pretty good. Can also be a Sea Witch also. Yeah, I like trashing the copper there. Workers Village here. I think a Worker Village would be good. Just need more village in general. There's a ton of terminals in these decks. Engineer. I guess Engineer does put pile pressure on. But, you know, I don't know how good this pile pressure is going to be if we can't play any of our Engineers. It's my only criticism. What do you do with this hand of Singletee? It's kind of a terrible hand. You have 2 silvers. Curses are empty, so do you really need Catapult at this point? It could be a Workers' Village estate. Yeah, I guess that's fine. You got 1 Sea Witch in play this turn. Let's see, what do we got here? What does this do? So to win you need to hit 5. Okay, so if the engineer for double nomads here, what does that put you at? Yeah, no, this wins. No, wait, this totally wins. Okay, if you engineered for nomads, like, for twice with both of them, you go up to 8, you know? Yeah, you engineer for nomads twice, you go up 8, and then you develop the catapult. You would have gone... Wait, do you not have the actions for that? Surely you have to have the actions. Yeah. Well, actually, you know, you just hit 9. Or 11, I forget what their hand was like. You hit 9 or 11, it doesn't matter. But, like, point is, you engineer for double nomads twice. Only had 2 actions for the engineers. That's all you need, I think. Yeah, it was enough. Yeah, that was a missed win there. Yeah, that's all you need because if that definitely hits 9. If they see another engineer here, they can do it. Can they just do it here? Can they do it here? Let's. Yeah, this should work. Yeah, no, this is totally enough. And yeah, just they had a turn earlier, but doesn't matter. Just commercing because they can. All right, so this is gonna be game 5. Singletee is gonna be at 3. Catstealer will be at 1. Both technically missed a win, but got it the next turn. So I guess better late than never. Groomfoot. Oh god, it is Groomfootpad. Ugh. Gross. No village. That is true. Do you still want to do it? You may Yeah, I guess there is Orban stuff. Do you surely want to be doing group stuff here? Slay is the open. I guess that could work. Well, they both open Groom Slay. Catstealer are getting horrible draws here. Do we just kind of accept the fact? Well, there's no real third pile here. So the Groom Rush... One of the things that the Groom Rush would need is like a third pile, and there not being village here is a huge red flag. Or just a huge problem. I would say then what you're probably going to be doing then, you're going to have to probably be playing for a lot of, probably some loot and some just cantrips here, cantrip payload. You have it in, well, no, there is draw, there is Wishing Well. So there's that. But imagine you're getting a lot of markets, bakers. I mean, mostly markets, I assume. Well, maybe a good mix of the two, to be honest. You certainly want a spice merchant in your deck. You certainly want to get a lot of these coppers out. These decks will probably just perform slower. Yeah, and here you can foray. I think foray. There's gonna be a lot of foray spot this game. Yeah, that'll get you loot. I don't think the second slay is worth it. So, yeah, actually, what's Catstealer? No, Catstealer could have top decked the loot there if they kept the slay in hand. They could have top decked this puzzle box, but it is okay. Yeah, this is going to be a lot of foray spam here, is what it's probably going to turn into. I like getting Wishing Well also with the grooms. Poacher, I could see an argument for Poacher being better. Um, what should your terminal be? I mean, would you eventually want to play with Footpad? Maybe. You know, Slay Money doesn't look like the worst thing in the world. Well, this is going to be number 4, eh? That's what I would do if I have a singletee. And singletee seems to agree. You could do market. Oh, you have the insignia, so that's actually some. You can top deck some of this stuff, so maybe market's Wishing Well. I think it's a good time to use your coffer here. But if not, maybe like double Wishing Well is fine. Poacher Wishing Well. You got a couple of options here. I wouldn't go for second Slay. I don't like that as much. You could do it. Poacher Wishing Well. That's not bad. This is going to be another 4. Ugh. Slay is a moat that gets you 2 horses. It's kind of gross. I mean, maybe you're lucky and it doesn't collide, but yeah, I don't know. This sword is going to be nasty. Catstealer's not going to be able to play with Poacher here, which will be sad. Alright, so I imagine you want to keep 1 copper in hand. Take another 4A. Yeah, this one will be some 4A spam probably. Wanted to hold on to that copper for dear life. Okay, did. Well, now they finally get rid of it. What would I play as catstealer? I mean, I'd play the groom. Wishing Well, double Spice Merchant is questionable. I'd keep the estate aside. But I guess I don't know. We could be looking into some grobber stuff. You know, that's actually a possibility here. Grobber allows you to trash 5-cost actions in the provinces, and that's not bad at all. Oh, dude, I've just... Puzzle Box... Puzzle Box is really good until your opponent gets a sword. It's really sad. I feel like Puzzle Box would be like a lot better if sword didn't exist as a card. Because, yeah. That's... Now you're going to discard down to 4. Singletee looks like there's a lot of stuff they can do to win. Or to be doing well here. Top deck the Wishing Well. How... Now for catstealer... What is my goal? My goal will probably be to play this horse first. Which they do. Play more bakers. Looks like poachers is fine because nothing's really run out yet. I think both players are kind of predicting that I guess that piles don't run. Or even if they do, poacher just becomes an oasis. I don't think you can undo that. Or, oh, it's probably just a slay interaction. Never mind. Oh, they're top decking a horse. I feel like you puzzle box this horse and maybe just get a province. I mean, you have an insignia at hand, which does allow you to set up a next turn to some extent, but you also only have 2 buys. Are they going to get a loot? You think they might top deck a loot here and then get a province? That wouldn't be bad. Yeah, they're gonna top that guy for sure. For sure, right? Thoughts on Groom spamming silvers? I don't like it. I mean, like, I think you're... I mean, I know this isn't like... Well, Groom and Footpad are incredibly strong. But, like, I know it's not the strongest board, but, like... Well, I guess you could put Spice Merchant in. My intuition is that I still think it gets beat by, like, Foray, Wishing Well. You still have this... You still have the tools to build some decently strong decks. Versus Slay spamming horses. Slay does give you the advantage. I think Slay does line up with Foray a little better, and that's one advantage of it. You know, there's more. There might be more merit to the Groom slamming silvers than I thought. My intuition is that, like, I think still building with, like, markets, Spice Merchants, Bakers, like, Wishing Wells, kind of the basic cantrip, like engine pieces is still probably better here. I don't, like, that's a fair, like, point. Like, I'm not a huge fan of Slay here. Like, maybe it's better than I'm giving it credit for, but, like, I feel like you just want a bunch of stuff that's, like, non-terminal, you know? Like, maybe Slay's okay as, like, your only terminal. But, man, maybe... I don't actually know. But I guess as far as silver spamming, it could work, and maybe if I, like, tried it out after this game, it's better than I think it is, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, this is sort of what I'm thinking. Like, you can build up with loot. You can build up to, like, double prop here, you know, and, like, playing with all the other stuff. Even I guess that's the other thing about how singletee's been playing their deck and doing the Slay thing. If singletee draws, like, something dead, he just uses it for, like, foray food, you know? And in this case particularly, they played Slay and they drew up, like, 1 or 2 loots, and that was enough to give him double prob. So it's like, I guess it's not too bad. I probably don't agree with what catstealer is doing with, like, the double Slay. I think I like the single Slay much better. I think it's much more clean. It's entirely possible, also, if Foray wasn't on this board, that, like, there'd be more merit for Groom silver spamming. But I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, see, no, at this point, this is turn 12. Wow, you see, I thought it took more turns than that, but turn 12 is pretty quick to be, like, having a deck going this well, you know? So, I mean, that kind of makes me think that singletee basically built this pretty correctly, you know? But yeah, I don't know. I just get the feeling singletee more or less built this right. So yeah, that's a lot of words to say that I think, it's a lot of words to say that I think grooming silvers are, like, not probably what you want to do here. No, it makes sense. I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of rambling towards the end of the game. Alright, so it's going to be 4 games to singletee. This is 1 game towards catstealer. This is going to be the last game. Obelisk. Did you just open Trickster? I think you just opened Trickster. You open... I think the open for singletee is Inventor Ghost Town, probably. Ghost Town's going to be pretty good here, allowing you to connect your carnivals and stuff. Catstealer should probably... They can open... It should be a trickster. I don't think Carnival's a great open, but just because, like... You're not going to stuff... You can only draw most 1 copper with it. Off an open. Ghost Town, yeah. I am currently not sure who has the better open. Probably singletee. If singletee sees a throne room and a trickster, that's going to be very good for him. I think that one of these players should get a carnival in the near future now, though. Like, I think this would be a good time for singletee to grab a carnival, in my opinion. Don't really care as much for market when we have better gain power of, like, Inventor and stuff. And plus, like, Inventor Ghost Town is just exceptionally good, I think. I think, yeah, Ghost Town, probably Carnival, if I'm catstealer. Maybe you could possibly play with Crypt. That I would think it'd be cool. I would think you're based. So they're gonna be able to. So singletee will be able to Throne Room Inventor. That'll be good for them. I would get a Ghost Town. Well, actually, singletee doesn't have any carnivals. Catstealer has all the carnivals, which is good for a multitude of reasons here. It's like your main draw, and it's also an obelisk, so you're just scoring points. Okay. You hope to see... I think... Is there a... Does Catstealer have another throne room down there? If you do, you're totally playing this carnival. Well, you might just totally be playing it in general. Yeah, I think they turtle the carnival. Now, I'm a fan of the way of the turtle, but I do think, generally speaking, I would have probably played that. But there also wasn't. I guess there also wasn't a lot down there, so I guess I can understand it. So they both have very similar-ish decks at this point. They both have 2 inventors. Unfortunate draw for catstealer, but they can turtle that. You can turtle the throne room, so it is nice. Actually, because turtle here and throne room exists, you might be wanting to get a lot of those too. I think as catstealer, you take 1 more carnival until you can really get like deck control. There is an argument for Crypt, funny enough. But yeah. Singletee kind of getting a lot of these throne rooms, which they're good here. They're really good here, so that's probably a good play. I guess you could put it on market here. I think you invent for throne room first. Another not so fortunate draw for catstealer. I do think you take the carnival here. Give that curse. Piles are already getting low, if you look at it. So Ghost Town's at 3, Throne Room's at 2, curses are at 2, Carnival's at 4. No, never mind. There are 3 piles at 2 now. Uh, 5 games is not going to be enough for singletee to win this, but will be enough for them to province, probably. Oh, yeah, they only have 1 action. Honestly, weirdly enough, 2 tunnels. That puts you at 8. That puts you at 8. You don't lower piles at all. Market. Not sure I can agree with that. Oh, well, they have a ghost town in play, so they won't totally dud this next turn. Okay, catstealer sees throne room and carnival. That'll be good for catstealer. Another carnival should probably be played. Throne room market. This is a win, I think. This surely has to be a win. Surely this wins. Right? Okay. You can get the throne rooms. Yeah, you can give a curse to them. Yeah, this is totally winning. Yeah, 2 ghost towns, curse. GG. Yeah, that was it. I don't know if catstealer had the better open, but they went for the carnivals. I think they went for carnivals earlier, and that allowed them to cycle better. So, it was pretty good. I thought. So, yeah. Yeah, no, it was a good game. Guess a good set of games, you know? 2 really good and seasoned opponents. And, yeah, it was fun, man. Yeah, I'm not sure I have anything else to say. Yeah, I guess in the last game, I already said this, but the catstealer kind of got deck control quicker, and that's probably what allowed them to win that game. Ghost Town really being a high tempo sort of option, so very good card. So, yeah, sort of what I think on the last game. All right, well, it was a lot of fun. Thanks for joining, guys. So this is EW Lemon signing out.